Carlos Nelson with the Kansas City Business Association, and we have not our newest member because he joined about 4 months ago, but he hadn't come in for his interview. Who do we have here?
Better late than never. I am Armon Lasker, owner and operator of the Director's Cut. It's on 1708 East 18th Street in the historic Jazz District, Kansas City, Missouri.
Armon, tell our audience a little bit about yourself, how you got into the business that you're in, and exactly what you specialize in. Because I've tried to get you in 3 or 4 times. You like, I'm going to Atlanta. I'm going to take these special classes on hair. I'm going here to take these classes on this. Okay. And you've got a beautiful shop. I'm envious, and I don't even cut hair.
I appreciate it. How I got into the game, I was a senior in high school. Mother came home with a set of clippers, and she was like, "Here, cut your little brother's hair." And I told her that I don't know what I'm doing, and she said, "Well, you'll figure it out." And so she recognized the gift that I had with working with my hands as a youth, and it's just something that I transferred over. I went to college. I went to Lincoln University in Jeff City, Missouri, and I graduated with a degree in computer information systems. But I still wanted to cut hair. I just wanted to get the degree for not only myself but for my mother. And so I worked corporate for about 4.5 years in my field. I actually worked with my degree. And it wasn't for me. I like the freedom of entrepreneurship. It's a lot of work, but it's my work. And so after the big layoff in '08 that Sprint had, everybody was like, you should go to barber school now. So that's basically what I did. I went to barber school.
Where'd you go?
I went to Elamars.
Where's that?
It's
at?
on 12th and Brooklyn in the Gates Plaza, 1220 Brooklyn.
All right, yeah, give them their props.
Yeah, I gotta give props out to shout out to Elamars, 1220 Brooklyn in the Gates Plaza. Here in Kansas City.
And for the young kids that don't want to go to college, this is an alternative.
Yeah, it's nothing wrong. You don't have to go to college. I love the fact that I went to college because of the network that I created. But I always knew that I would get a trade and work for myself. As a 11-year-old, I think I go back to about being in the 6th grade.
What you say you always knew? I was thinking about my son. The other day, and since I was an entrepreneur basically 90% of my life, and he fell into that. What inspired you? Because most people, I had a conversation with my ex last night on some things, and she was always, I'm going to work for the white man so that my check will be there.
Right.
At the end of the week.
She wanted that guaranteed money.
Right, and
allegedly.
I like that, and I was like, that's the problem that we have, and that's why we highlight on the Kansas City Business Association to really show our community you can do it. Right. It's I was watching Roland Martin, and he was saying, in this industry, being an entrepreneur, everybody's with you when the sun is shining.
Right.
But baby, can you stand the rain?
Yeah.
The hurricane? Yeah. Talk about a little bit of that, the trials and tribulations. And you're on 18th Street now, but where you came from.
Speaking about the hurricane flood, we actually were on 103rd. In July 27, 2017, we had that flood that by Coach's Bar and Grill, and we sat underwater, and we lost the entire building, lost equipment, lost property. I had just,
Had you had insurance?
No, we didn't get insurance.
Boy, that's a good.
They didn't give us insurance. You had the option to get it, but with the premium as high as as it would have been for a small business owner such as myself, it wasn't worth it. And then, for 4 years, we were there for 4 years, and then with the payout, would it have been what I put into it? So to me, it wasn't worth it. We took we cut our losses, and we sat down for about maybe 2 months, maybe 3 months, and then we were fortunate enough to end up on 18th Street, and it was a blessing. So I was glad the flood actually happened. So.
Talk about your shop in general and how many barbers you have in the shop and your journey, really, so that I'm more interested in trying to show our youth, not our adults, because they already in they,
they are who they gonna be.
Right, that they can do it.
Yeah.
Talk about your journey.
So the journey. It's been hard, but it's been fair. Like I said, just coming down here and opening up the new shop down here. A lot of people, didn't think that we can make it because it's already a barbershop down there. But it's plenty.
And the rent's like through the roof, people.
Yeah, the opportunity is there. We have an 8-chair shop. We had full 8 barbers in there. It took me about not even a full year to get all 8 barbers or 7. 8 including myself. We just lost one. One of those barbers who was working. So she just was like, well, I guess the money wasn't coming fast enough.
Her clients.
So and she had a job. So she was young. So you know what I mean. They want the for sure money over the possible money. And that's fine. I tell people all the time, or even adult, you want to work for yourself. You need to bet on yourself. Anybody can guarantee you some money, but that money is not guaranteed because they can replace you with anybody.
Bam. And what I find being an entrepreneur per se, they want that guaranteed money. You go work for the man. You work really hard for him, but you don't work as hard for yourself. No. And if you worked as hard for them as you work for yourself, there's no way you're not going to be successful.
Right, I agree.
So what would you have to say to some young barbers or young barbers that want to go into business, that they're cutting in somebody's shop?
Stay at
What kind of money do you have to? Would you say that you have to acquire to really get set up decent and be able to weather a little storm, not a big storm, and till you can get where you want to be?
What you mean to far as opening your own business? Your own shop?
Right.
And from the business standpoint, you need to be able to, wherever you try to go, wherever you want to set up, you need to be able to afford 3 times your costs, your overhead. So that's rent, lights, gas, water, phone, whatever your expenses are. You need to make 3 times that in order to step out there on your own. And at that point, if you're in there by yourself and nobody decides to join you, you know that you can at least weather the storm until you're fortunate enough to find some barbers, or some barbers find you. But other than that, don't just go out there because you had a falling out with the shop owner, or you don't like the location. It's nothing wrong with trying different shops per se if things don't work out. We have an issue with shop hopping, but it happens.
Talk about that a little bit.
Shop hopping is where a barber goes into a shop. You'll be there for a little bit, and he or she may think that it's not. What do you say? The grass is not green on the other side, and so they just it's not enough people coming in. I'm gonna just go to another shop. And if it's not working out there, I'm gonna go to another shop, because what happens is you create a name for yourself. You'll lose clientele. You lose more money than you make being a shop hopper. And again, barbers and it's not a competition with barbers and stylists, but you will. We talk to each other, and you will create a name for yourself.
You opened up the next door. What's the difference between a barber and a stylist?
Well, when we say a barber, technically we're really barber stylists because we're styling the haircuts and everything like that. But a stylist, I was referring to a cosmetologist in that instance or whatever. But
and now I mentioned earlier you be traveling, going to these classes and what have you. That's why he couldn't come in and get his
stay busy.
Yeah,
I stay busy.
What? And you were telling me you went to learn what? Tell our audience a little bit about that.
So here recently, back in November, I went to Baltimore to learn how to do the non-surgical hair replacement, and that's a new service that I offer. And to touch on what we were saying, to the young barbers, you can never learn enough. I've been a licensed professional for 10 years, and I'm still learning. So to be able to do the non-surgical hair replacement, it's like basically their hair units. So you can have somebody
like me,
right? And if he just grew his hair on the sides a little bit, I can give him a whole new look. Hair is everything to certain people. People try to hold on to it as long as they can, and for those who do want to, I can make it look like you have a full head of hair.
Yeah, my guy Michael Watson was in here the other day.
I went to school with Mike.
All right, and Mike got out the chair, and Mike was over there. Mike said, I only got about another year before I had to cut it all off because it starts receding and what have you. Mm-hmm. And I don't even think he knows about that. And
he may have seen it. Yeah, like I said, I've been knowing Mike since This is elementary school.
All right.
So, and he went to high school. Shout out to Central High School.
Ow! I did Central's game last night.
Yeah.
They what they beat Central. Central beat Crystal Ray by about 50 points.
Yeah, that's what we do. You know?
To 3.
Oh wow. They shouldn't even have showed up. But yeah, no. So yeah, it's out there. Again, you know, it's a new service that I'm offering. Again, the barbershop. You know, when I go travel, I go to hair shows. I go to the Browner Brother hair shows. I go to the
What's that about?
Browner Brother hair shows. I mean, it's just a big roof full of entrepreneurs, people selling products, people selling their brands.
They have it in the same location all the time, or do they have different locations?
Browner Brothers will have the fall and the winter show. The fall show is typically in August, and the winter shows are in February. But it's in Atlanta at the convention center, twice a year, and in the convention center in Atlanta. But I mean, it's just a way for you, and they have classes, so it's just a way for you, another platform for you to go learn and grow.
Have you encouraged the people in your shop and in your circle to visit also to those hair shows?
Yeah. Actually, one of the barbers he went with me when we went this time right
Which
here.
one?
Donald.
Yeah. You know what? That's why I asked, because I figured it would be Donald.
He went, and then when there was a barber expo in Vegas, and where Harlan and Nessa, and we went out there for that, and Donald went to that one too. So I mean, it's always, I mean, you can never learn enough, and then, you know, you just want to go see what, you know, Vegas is on the West Coast. Let's see what those barbers are doing on this West Coast, and then you go to Atlanta and see how they're doing it in the South, and then I'll go to the IBS hair show in Chicago or New York or in Orlando just to see, you know, the different styles. I mean, a haircut is a haircut, but it's your flavor, what you put in, your twist, that's going to make people keep coming back to you. So
tell me this, because how I see you at this point, and I've been to your shop 2 or 3 times trying to get you in here. Do you consider yourself a mentor? Because I don't see, and I don't even know those other barbers besides Donald. I don't see them just picking up and going to the shows. I think that they see what you're doing, seeing the success, and they're following your lead. Is that what it is, or do you think that if they were cutting somewhere else and the owner wasn't going to those shows, that they would in themselves go to those shows?
I mean, I don't want to put that on them,
Right.
but again, a shop will take face of the owner. So if the owner is not, like you said, is not participating in the community, is not doing certain things, they're not going to the shows, they're, you know, then the shop will follow suit. You know what I mean? It just so happens that I'm one of those shop owners where, you know, I want to continue to learn, I want to continue to grow. I don't want to just be behind a chair cutting hair, just doing regular haircuts. I've seen barbers grow that I would go to growing up that, you know, were cutting to their 70 and 80 years old, and there's nothing wrong with that, but there needs to come a point in time when you need to be able to come from behind that chair and still have money being generated, whatever the case may be. But as far as that, I mean, I don't know. A lot of guys that go, they have gone to shows before. They've done certain things. A lot of them have not. But again, that was just me planting that seed. Like, hey, let's go learn, let's go grow. And you know, me being who I am, they agreed to it, follow suit.
Hey, give our audience some parting words and give them your address and so forth again. And is your shop by appointment only, or do you take in walk-ins?
We prefer appointments, but we will take walk-ins. But the thing is, we have to honor our appointments first. So you may see someone sitting and waiting, but they may have an appointment coming in within the next 5 or 10 minutes, and we don't want to rush your haircut. We want to give you the same quality service that we'll give anybody, whether it's an appointment or a walk-in. So, you know, again, we're on 1708 East 18th Street. It's called the Director's Cut. You'll see the barber pole spinning. And
I love that you got the barber.
Yeah,
tell our audience what that barber post represent. I read up on that one time.
Well, what the barber pole represents, most people don't know that barbers back in the day, a long time ago, they actually used to do it all. They used to be dentists, they used to be bloodletters, so doctors. So the barber pole represents like I won't say like a healing, but the barber. So the red is the blood, the white is the bandages from wrapping it up, and the blue is the veins. So that's what the actual barber pole represents. But that's, you know, because barbers used to be everything. Like even now, barbers, we do it all. You know, you can get your hair cut again. Now you can do that. You can do the units. You know, you want to get a hot towel shave. You know, you want to get a shampoo condition. We're counselors. We're mentors. I do mentor. So if any young barbers out there, you want to come by and stop in. if you want to just sit and watch me cut hair, it does not bother me at all. I actually would advise you get behind somebody who's got years in. I've been cutting hair 10 years professionally, but 20 years in total. I cut hair 10 years before I even went to barber school to learn how to do that. So I say get behind any strong barber, and I would say that I'm a strong barber, and I challenge anybody who thought otherwise.
Hey, I want to let my audience know, he is one of the few people when I come to peddle the Kansas City Business Association that didn't give me a whole lot of guff. He was like, just tell me where to write the check, what's the name of the check, and I got you.
Yeah.
And that's uncommon. And he recognizes that it's Kansas City Business Association, it does more than get exposure for his shop, but he's sponsoring games. The association, we do a whole lot in our community. And really, you have to be invited. Most people don't understand that. They think they can just join the Kansas City Business Association. We're not about that. We only want businesses that understand what their responsibility is to their community. And that it's not all just about them. If our black businesses don't support the things that our community needs, then who will do that? How can we expect the majority community to say, hey, we're going to sponsor that interview with that athlete, or we're going to sponsor that with the fashion people, or we're going to do this from a digital perspective. With the Kansas City, you join the Kansas City Business Association, you understand that's all part of your responsibilities as a African American business owner. And one more time, your address.
The Director's Cut. It is located on 1708 East 18th Street in the Historic Jazz District.
And as we always say in closing, when you invest in your community, you're really just invested in yourself. Good night.
Program is brought to you by the Kansas City Business Association.